You ever wake up one morning, coffee in hand, staring out at something you love, something your family built, and then some stranger just decides it's theirs? That's how it felt when I found out my neighbor, Tara Vance, was planning a full-on HOA takeover of my private lake up in Willow Creek Pines, a little patch of heaven outside Raleigh. I'm sitting on my dock, sketching logos for my graphic design gig, when she strolls up, clipboard in hand, acting like my grandpa's legacy is her personal party venue. I'm Luke Tanner, and 3 years back, I inherited this 3-acre slice of paradise. Clear water, pine trees, a cabin my grandpa, Walt, put up in '62. It's where I work, where I breathe, where I remember him teaching me to fish, saying, "Look, this lake's ours. Don't let anybody sweet talk it away." But Tara? She had other plans, big ones, with lawyers, fake science, and a whole community roped into her scheme. She thought she could bully me out of my own land, but she didn't count on my lawyer flipping her world upside down in court. Tara showed up that first day in a crisp blazer, like she was selling real estate, not trespassing. Mid-30s, blonde hair pinned tight. She had this radio-smooth voice, probably from her old DJ days before she got canned for some drama. "Look, what a gorgeous lake," she cooed, snapping photos with her phone. "I'm Tara, from Oak Lane. Just getting to know Willow Creek's assets." Assets? That word stuck in my craw, but I played nice. "Thanks, Tara. It's private, though, family property." Her smile twitched, just for a second, then snapped back. "Oh, of course, but wouldn't it be amazing for the community to enjoy?" I laughed it off, thinking she was just nosy. Big mistake. Within weeks, Tara was running the Willow Creek HOA like her personal empire. Our HOA used to be chill, meetings twice a year about potholes or Christmas lights. Suddenly, we're getting glossy newsletters every other week, full of Tara's vision for community enhancement. The first one had a photo of my lake, captioned, "Our Hidden Gem." The next one? A whole article about shared recreational spaces, with buzzwords like property values and cohesion. Buried in the fine print was a nod to legal advisor Victor Crane. Some suit I'd never heard of. My gut twisted. This wasn't neighborly. It was a playbook. My neighbor, Earl Jenkins, a retired zoning guy with a no BS vibe, dropped by with a warning. "Luke, Tara's been sniffing around county records, asking about your property lines. Seen this before, developers pulling strings. Watch your back." Earl's 60, hands like leather. The kind of guy who'd spot a scam a mile away. I thanked him, but part of me still thought Tara was just overzealous. Then the third newsletter hit my mailbox, with a cover shot of my lake and a letter demanding I show up to an HOA meeting about community recreation plans. Miss it, and I'd be agreeing to their proposals. That's when I knew this was war. The meeting was like stepping into a corporate ambush. Tara had turned the community center into a TED Talk stage, projector, bottled water, printed agendas. She's in a pearl necklace and blazer, next to Victor Crane, a slick 50-something lawyer with a Rolex that screamed, "I bill by the minute." 20 residents showed up, more than we'd ever had, most clutching Tara's newsletter. Looking confused, Tara kicked it off, voice all honey. "We're here to unlock Willow Creek's potential, starting with our beautiful lake." Her slide showed my water, labeled Community Recreation Hub, with talk of environmental benefits, kid-friendly swim zones, and get this, higher home prices. Victor chimed in, tossing out legal jargon about ambiguous 1960s surveys and modern community standards. He waved precedent cases like they were gospel, hinting I'd be compensated if I played ball. Tara leaned hard on safety, saying my unmanaged lake could breed algae, hurt kids, maybe tank the HOA's insurance. It was slick, manipulative, and it worked. Half the room was nodding, dreaming of summer barbecues. When I stood up, saying, "This lake's mine," deeded clear as day since '62, Tara's fans, her cheer squad, Earl called them, jumped in. "Luke, don't be selfish," one said. "It's for the kids." Tara smiled, fake sad. "We're not taking anything, Luke. We're collaborating." "Yeah, right?" Ellen Hayes, the HOA treasurer, a quiet accountant, scribbled notes, looking uneasy. Ruth Carver, a 70-year-old who lived here forever, asked, "What's the HOA's legal right here?" Tara deflected, all smiles, but the room felt tense. A vote passed, 12-8, to explore legal access to my lake. I left feeling gut-punched, neighbors I'd waved to for years now seeing me as the bad guy. Victor cornered me outside, voice low. Luke, this can go smooth or messy. Community's leaning our way. Let's talk numbers before it gets ugly. I brushed him off, but my hands were shaking. My lake, Grandpa's lake, felt like it was slipping away. Next morning, I woke to a van parked by my dock, Greenwave Labs on the side, guys in polos poking at my water with test kits. I stormed down, demanding answers. They flashed permits, muttering about public health risks, and pointed me to Tara. On the phone, she was all fake concern. Look, we're worried about algae blooms. It's for everyone's safety. I yelled that she had no right, but she cut me off. Permits are legal, Luke. Be a good neighbor. I was livid, but outmaneuvered. That's when I called every lawyer in Raleigh. Landing on Kate Morrow, a 45-year-old property rights pro with a no-nonsense office stacked with case files. Luke, she said, scanning my deed. This smells like a setup. They're trying to wear you down. Let's dig. Kate's first move was Victor Crane. Turns out, he was a legal shark, busted twice by the state bar for shady property deals. With a rap sheet of bullying homeowners into selling. He's not volunteering out of kindness, Kate said. There's a bigger player here. Meanwhile, Tara's PR machine went wild. The local paper ran a hit piece, Community Fights for Fair Lake Access, with Tara playing the saint, me the greedy loner. Greenwave's report dropped, claiming my lake was a health hazard, algae toxins, the works. Kate had it checked by a real scientist, who laughed. This is junk science, Luke. Their data's fake, their company's a month old, and their address is a P.O. box. Tara's cheer squad upped the pressure, camping out by my property line, snapping photos, jotting notes like I was running a cartel. Every morning, I'd see someone with a notebook, glaring at my dock. It wasn't just annoying, it was suffocating, like I couldn't breathe on my own land. Letters piled up, demanding compliance with environmental rules. Threatening fines I couldn't pay. I'd lie awake, wondering if I should sell, move, anything to escape. But Grandpa's voice kept me grounded. Don't let M steal what's yours, Luke. Fight smart, not loud. Earl came through big. He hit the county archives, confirming my deed was rock solid. Surveys from 62 and 85. No question the lake was mine. He also caught Tara asking about land values, hinting at a resort project. Ruth, who'd seen developers wreck her old neighborhood, started rallying neighbors, saying, this is how they divide us, lies and promises. Ellen, digging through HOA books, found $12,000 in shady payments to consultants tied to Victor. Our dues paid for this, Luke, she said, furious. The pieces clicked. This wasn't about community. It was a land grab. Kate's investigator struck gold. Phone logs linking Victor to Pinnacle Realty Group, a developer with a history of strong-arming owners. Pinnacle's guy, Carl Voss, was in deep with Victor and Tara. She'd been on their payroll since before she moved here, a hired gun to infiltrate Willow Creek. Greenwave? Run by Victor's cousin, all props and no substance. Pinnacle had bought 2 other lots in the neighborhood, pressuring old-timers to sell, and my lake was their prize, a waterfront gym for luxury condos. If they got it, half the neighborhood could be next. Tara didn't stop. She filed for a court injunction to force temporary community access to my lake, claiming environmental emergencies. The hearing was 10 days out, barely time to breathe. Then she went nuclear, slapping me with criminal complaints for threatening safety, using doctored footage to get me arrested. Sitting in a cell, waiting for Kate to post bail, I hit rock bottom. Headlines screamed, "Local man endangers community." I thought, is this it? Did I lose? But Kate called, voice electric. Luke, the FBI's on Pinnacle. Your case cracked open a multi-state scam. Hang tight. We fought back, hard. Kate's team set up cameras, catching Tara sneaking onto my dock at night, measuring like she already owned it. We recorded her cheer squad scripting their concerns, proving it was all fake. Ellen's audit went public at an HOA meeting, where Ruth called Tara out. I've lived here 40 years. And that lake's fine. You're the hazard, Tara. Ellen laid out the $12,000 scam, and the room turned. 3 of Tara's allies bailed, ashamed. Victor tried to dodge, saying Tara went rogue. But Kate's phone logs nailed him. A vote kicked Tara off the HOA board, 14-4. The courtroom was our stage. Judge Evelyn Harper, a no-nonsense XDA, had a rep for shredding liars, and she'd crossed Victor before. The place was packed, neighbors, reporters, even folks from out of town. Tara sat there, all prim in a gray suit, next to Victor. His desk piled with folders like a prop. Tara spun her sob story, voice cracking, saying I terrorized the community, flashing edited clips to make me look unhinged. Victor rolled out green waves, data, droning about algae and kids' safety. It was good theater, until Kate stood up. She called Dr. Lisa Wong, a lake ecologist, who tore Greenwave's report to bits. This wouldn't pass a high school science fair, she said, earning chuckles. Then a forensic accountant traced Tara's cash to Pinnacle, showing HOA dues funded the attack on me. Gasps filled the room. The knockout? Kate played a recording, Victor, Tara, and Carl scheming to break Luke with lies. Tara lost it, yelling, Victor said it was legal. He promised me a job. Victor squirmed, muttering about misunderstandings, but Judge Harper's glare could have melted steel. Her ruling was a hammer. Charges against me? Tossed, permanently. Victor? Referred to the feds and the bar for fraud. Tara? Slapped with my legal fees and a restraining order to stay off my land. She called it a criminal conspiracy to steal property. In the courtroom cheered, Ruth wiping tears, Earl grinning like he'd won the lottery. Outside, Tara tried one last jab, hissing, You'll regret this, Luke. I just walked away free. The fallout was wild. Tara vanished, her house on Oak Lane empty by dawn. Victor's law license is toast, and Pinnacle's facing charges in 6 states. My fight exposed their whole racket. The state AG sent me a letter saying I helped dozens of families get justice. Willow Creek's different now. Neighbors talk again. No middleman. Ellen's running the HOA, keeping it honest. Ruth stops by with pie, sharing stories of her old fights. I'm back on my dock, sketching, fishing, the lake mine again. But it wasn't easy. The stress, the bills. The nights wondering if I'd lose it all, it scarred me. I see Grandpa's face in the water, hear his voice. Don't let him steal your birthright. He fought in Vietnam for freedom. I fought in court for mine. What kills me is thinking about folks who don't have a Kate, a deed, a chance. How do they stand up when a Tara Vance comes knocking, with lawyers and lies? And what happens when a community picks the wrong side, just because the story's slick? If you faced an HOA hustle or had to defend what's yours, drop it in the comments. What was your lake? Did you fight or fold? And bigger question, when someone's got the crowd, the cash, and the law on their side, but you've got the truth, how far do you go? Let's talk. Hit that bell. Stick around, these stories only get wilder.